Okay, hello everyone. I'm Ian from China Mobile. Today, I would like to share with you about LFN AAP program and the CNF certification status. First, I would like to give you some introduction about AAP. Let me share. AAP means Advocate Assurance Program, and it is an open source community-led compliance and verification program to demonstrate the readiness and availability of commercial cloud-native and virtualized products and service. The scope of the compliance program includes verification of FA-based infrastructure, cloud-native infrastructure, VNF and CNF workloads, using Advocate and ONAP network management and orchestration components. The goal is to enable an industry effort focused on end-to-end system validation and interoperability integration through all parts of their stack. And the Advocate and ONAP committee have now joined forces to enable their infrastructure and workload conformance testing. Advocate Assured is the first of its kind to combine automated compliance and verification testing for cloud-native and virtualized stack, such as VNFs and CNFs. The program is overseen by the FN Networking Compliance and Verification Committee. Participation is open to all, but compliance and verification batch recipients must be the members of LFN networking. And this slide shows the Advocate Assurance compliance badges. Now it contains 3 categories of badges, including infrastructure, workload, and lab. Once the Advocate Assurance infrastructure badge has been earned, it means the system and test has met the infrastructure requirements of the Advocate reference architecture release 1 or 2. Similarly, in order to get the Advocate Assurance workload badge, the system and test would be expected to meet the requirements of the Advocate reference conformance release or ONAP VNF CNF requirements. Of course, according to the system and test, different type of workloads, such as VNF or CNF, you can get different subtype badge for the SUT. And the last badge category is Advocate Assurance Lab. This badge will be awarded to the labs that meet the testing and verification requirements of AAP. For the infrastructure and workload providers, they can provide their products to Advocate Assured lab to apply to verify whether their product meet the requirement of AP and obtain the corresponding badges. Yeah, AP only provide the FEI infrastructure badges, cloud-native infrastructure badges, and VNF workload badge last year. This year, the program expanded the badge scope to CNF workload and lab, and the FN Compliance and Verification Committee are committed to working towards the first version of the AP 2023 with Advocate and UNAP project. For more information about APP, you can refer the link here, including the AP badges introduction and the AP release doc in GitLab. And next, I will talk about the CNF certification status and what we have done now. For CNF certification or more precisely for AP certification, what benefits do we see for suppliers and operators, and why we have the motivation to put forward infrastructure and workload certifications? And I believe these slides will show you their answer. We see both communications service providers and vendors can get benefits from AP. Here summarize the benefits from service providers perspective. It can accelerate the time to deployment for network service and improve their interoperability and ensure the software quality. And it also can reduce the in-house testing effort and the costs, and finally improve the utilization of hardware. For vendors, once their products are verified by AP, it will prove that their products meet the reference specification required by operators, so it can improve the time to revenue for new product offering and achieve great alignment with service provider requirements and demonstrate their product quality through the open ecosystem and reduce the in-house efforts. Yeah. And for CNF certification, in addition to AP's CNF certification, you may also be familiar with the CNCF's CNF certification program. The CNCF Certified CNF program is established in 2022, and it provides certification for use of cloud-native best practice and requires CNF to be tested on a certified Kubernetes. The test cases about cloud-native best practice includes the aspects such as security, configuration, observability, reliability, compatibility, and more. And why CNF must adopt cloud-native best practice? Here, I quote a viewpoint from the principal cloud architecture at Vodafone. He mentioned that it is important to adopt cloud-native best practice as we evolve to achieve our goal for agility, automation, and optimization. The CNF certification is a great tool with which we can measure and drive cloud-native practices across our platform and network function. That is to say, in the cloud-native area, only by providing products that comply with cloud-native best practice, the value of cloud-native and its transformative impact on the network can be realized. And what we are doing in RFN AP CNF certification program, and what's different between these two programs. I mentioned that RFN is committed to offering the Allocator Assurance Certification CNF this year, and in addition to align with CNCF tested suit more specific requirements and test applicable to Allocator will be explored. That means for test cases of cloud-native best practice, it will align between the two programs, and now Compliance and Verification Committee are collaborating with CNCF and Allocate to analyze the gaps between the current test cases and find the best way to align each other. The specific test cases for AP is conformant with the Allocate Cloud Native reference architecture. And here shows some examples from AP for more concrete tests of CNF, you can refer the following link, which provided by Annotated Reference Certification team. And in addition to define the test cases, the team is also provide the corresponding test tools to verify these test cases. And as I mentioned above, we hope we can have more collaboration between CNCF and the Orphan in CNF certification and avoid divergence on CNF best practices. In the meantime, CVC are identifying which requirements and tests would be selected for first version of the Annotated reference to CNF batch. Looking forward to the release of the first version of the Orphan CNF certification program this year. Yes, okay. That's all I shared today with you. And if you are interested in the AAP program and the CNF certification, welcome to join the CVC meeting to have more discussion. Thank you. Any question?
Thank you, Jan. I just want to remind you after the session to rename the recording and drop it into the wiki page.
Okay, thank you, Sandra. Yes, I will stop sharing.
All right, if there aren't any questions, then you get to go to break a little bit early. The next session is actually break time, so you get a little extra time in the break. Thank you, Jan, for presenting.
Thank you. Bye.